This era ushered in a new political dynasty called the Babito dynasty, with its ruler called the Omukama. A new military structure was established, the Jangura. The Jangura, most feared and exalted sect in all the empire.
That was great, wasn't it? Amazing, absolutely spectacular. Like, now, yes, what you just saw is the reason why I'm making a new video right now. Just days after my last one, which, by the way, if you've not seen my last video, you should go check it out. I did a book haul. There are so many amazing books on that list that I'm really looking forward to getting to reading sometime soon. But like, you all know your girl. You all know me. If it is that I discover something that I think is fantastic and brilliant and amazing and I want you to consume or check out in some way, I am going to be too excited to keep quiet about it. So the minute Peda Entertainment reached out to me and told me that, oh, they have put together the motion comic for Chayoma, I was on it like stew on white rice. And let me tell you, if you know anything about Nigerians, we do not play with peppered stew on white rice. It's not possible. If you put a little bit of chicken on there, yum, 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 yum. Anyway, so I'm so excited, I'm sorry. 2 years ago on my channel, I did introduce you all to Peda Entertainment and they released Chayoma, and I already mentioned when I will put the video where I first discussed the Kickstarter for the very first Chayoma Volume 1 comic, and then also my reading vlog when I took you through some of the issues of it that were then compressed into the volume, which, by the way, I have right here. I'll get to this in a bit. But yes, so I remember talking about the need for African to tell African stories, especially in comics, right? Most of this big publishing, like big comics, I've discovered that there's so much interesting stories to tell within Africa, right? By the time you look at East African, Southern African, Western African, North African, the Sub-Saharan region, like there's so many stories interwoven with our mythology and our religion and our histories, right? That they can explore. And so many of them are doing it, but I've always been a big believer in the fact that sometimes you do need people indigenous to these areas to tell these stories, because there's a way in which it's respectfully told that feels honest and feels true to our experiences. And that is what Peda Comics has been doing. They've been telling African stories, and this is an African indie publisher, and I absolutely love it. So Chayoma taking place on the continent, and not in a way in which people use Africa as a group term for like a mixture of different, like, no, there were like distinct cultural groups, each one of them inspired by actual distinct tribes in African history, and this story is just this epic that spreads across the continent, right? And I remember talking about my love for the way in which history is brought into the comics, my love for Chayoma as a character herself, because she's such an amazing kick-ass protagonist, right? I love her. I love every bit of her, right? I've talked about it, I keep talking about it, and now the motion comic has been put together and it looks so good. Yes, it's not full animation, if that is what you were expecting it to be, but the great thing about motion comics is that, there's the voicing, there's the little bit of animation of certain panels, there's the way in which the panels are set to move that just, I think, gives an extension to this story and tells it in, even like brings it more to life. The story in itself is already engrossing and engaging and will definitely have you hooked, but then to have the motion comic that just elevates this storytelling in a way that is just fantastic and marvelous, because the voiceover, the choice of the voiceover actors, spectacular. The choice of which panels to exaggerate and move and slightly animate, I love it. I find it entertaining. And the reason why we keep saying let's support indie publishers, let's support indie artists, is that it is in expressing our interest that the market then says, okay, I'm going to put more money into that. That's when investors are like, oh, do you know what? I want us to take this story further beyond being a motion comic to being like a full-on animated series. Because if Chayoma gets animated, the way I would scream on my channel. So like, I was like, nah, I'm going to take I'm going to come in almost immediately because I need to share this. It is live on the Peda Entertainment YouTube channel. I'm going to, of course, I'm going to have the channel pop up here, so you can just click to go subscribe. I'm also going to leave it in the description bar so you could go subscribe. Please watch the video. It's the first episode. It's actually pretty short, but when something is short but very like a full mouthful, and it settles in your spirit, and it establishes the world, it establishes the characters, it establishes the stakes, it establishes the points of conflict. I think that the selection of those first 13 episodes would give you a good enough insight into the entirety of the story. That is if you've not read Chayoma yet. If you have not read Chayoma yet, what are you waiting for? Volume 1 is available. This is volume 1. The Kickstarter was successful. Several copies were printed. There's still some copies left on the Peda Entertainment website. I would once again leave the link in the description bar so you could go check it out. Click on it, buy it, read it, own it, love on this. I mean, look at my girl. Look at my beyond the six pack. Just look at her. It's so badass. It is so cool. It is. I'm so excited. I actually calm down, Noria. It is so cool, right? So go check out volume 1. It's still available on the Peda Entertainment website. There are still some copies left. Grab yours before it's all out, right? Before it's all out, and then you have to wait for a second reprint, which might take a very long time. And the reason why I'm saying so is because volume 2 will be dropping in July. So it's best for you to get volume 1 now. Read it so you can be all caught up with the rest of us. I cannot be the only person suffering, so that when I make a reference to something in Chayoma, you're not like, what is she talking about? You will get it. You will get it. I want you to get it. Get it? Oh my god, okay. Sorry. Volume 2's Kickstarter would be going live in July, but the page is already up, right? So you can just have it notify you when the Kickstarter is live. So do not say Noria did not tell you. Do not say that Noria is not sharing good things with you. I know that BookTube tends to go with a lot of certain popular stuff, and sometimes I bring you a fresh air of esoteric things, right? Esoteric things, not so popular things, or not so mainstream things, and I'm like, get in on this. Please, please get in on this. I mean, firstly, the cover, right? But it is the quality of the art. It is the quality of the art, right? So see this, and the way in which movement is depicted in the comic really comes through, right, in the comic in itself, when it is that Chayoma is moving, when she's mowing through people, when she's killing people, because you all know I love my women angry. I mean, if you're following me on my Twitter bio legit says I love my women angry. Which, by the way, are you following me on Twitter? You totally should go follow my Twitter if you're not, because sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. It depends. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. The way she mows people down, the finesse, the skill it takes to be an assassin with that high level of body count and still keep going. And then you find out that there's a bit of mythology and demigods start popping up. And I'm telling you, the further this story goes, the more it's going to have us in a chokehold. So before the rest of the world, and they will, before they catch up to it, and then you're searching everywhere for your own copy, get a copy of volume 1. You can buy it. It's on the Peda website. I'm going to drop the link in the description bar. Sign up, right? Sign up to be notified when volume 2 Kickstarter goes live. I will drop the link to that as well in the description bar. Go check out the motion comic, right? Give it some views, give it some love. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can know when the next, when the next episode drops, and you can just follow that story. And yeah, like I said, support indie African storytellers who are telling African stories, because that is what, let's put our money where our mouth is and actually take action, right? So don't say I did not tell you. Don't say I did not share good things. For those that are like, oh my god, Nori, I loved your last glasses. Thank you. But also, what do you think about this one? My glasses tend to break a lot, and because I tend to take a long time, like a long while between replacing them, I get multiple pairs when I need to replace my prescription. So when it's time to replace my prescription, I tend to get multiple pairs, and this is another pair. What do you think? What do you think? I think it's given. I think it's pretty.
I think it makes me look like Chayoma and one of the Jangura.
Okay, yes. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But yes, please do not forget to like. Do not forget to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Drop a comment. Let me know if you've actually read the story. Let me know if you're interested in the story. Let me know if you're on your way to go watch the motion comic right now. Drop everything in the comments. I love you, and I will see you soon. Sooner than you think, because it's almost July. And if you've been following my channel, what happens in July? Love you all. Bye.